going on, guys? Noah here, 15, 17 strength. Little different setup than what we're used to. If you're new to this channel, welcome. I actually don't post much here. I'm more active on the Instagram. But today we're going to be doing a little maintenance on our lawnmower. If we're just jumping right into it, I've never had a father figure show me how to do these things. Usually I've had to figure it out on my own. And this is going to be helpful, I think, for a lot of people that may be following this channel or might just stumble across it. So, and to further elaborate on that, I do feel like that strength goes beyond the barbell, especially this day and time. I think a lot of people think that's where it stops. And a lot of that is knowing how to do things. And obviously, maintenance on your lawnmower is the bottom of that tier, but it is going to be helpful. Hopefully I can make some other videos that will encourage men that didn't have a father figure like I did. We're going to be changing the oil on it, fuel filter, air filter, and the spark plug. Standard stuff you do, pre-season to mowing, but we'll get right into it. All right, so every mower is going to be obviously a little bit different. I have a Cub Cadet from about 2005, 2006, and has the Kohler motor on it. But when it comes to getting your tune-up kit, I'll post a link for this one. I got this off Amazon. Comes with the filter, oil filter, plug, and a fuel filter. But how do you figure that out on this one? If we're looking at, let me get in the light over here. Looking at it, we're going to have a lot of the specs of the engine, and I'm looking at the model number, which is right there. And so once you type that in, you should be able to find it pretty easy. They make a lot of different kits for obviously different mowers. The only thing you'll need to buy additionally would be the oil. I'm using 10W30. My wife got me this. This is the high mileage. Really just any kind of full synthetic. This doesn't have to be this high mileage. I did make the joke to her. This is a pretty prime time dad joke. I said, it says high mileage. I was like, well, did you find one that says high hourage? Anyways, so we will start with the oil, because while we're doing everything else, the oil can be draining, and we'll kind of make it the faster route. So on the rear of your engine, let's check the oil on this bad boy. You can kind of see it, hopefully you can. But for my end, it's dark. Obviously needs to be changed, so that's what we're doing. But throughout the season, I will periodically check that, make sure that we are not running low on oil. Obviously we have the filter, and also we have the actual plug where it drains out of. You'll open that up and you'll actually pull it towards you, and then I've got some tubing right here that you just stick right on there, and that will allow the oil to drain out. Now where this is running down through here, I do have a oil container here. You can just use a regular cheap oil trap, and you'll be able to dispense that back into the oil quarts that we have and take it back to like wherever your auto parts store is, and they'll be able to discard of that for you. All right, so of course made a little mess opening that up, but that tube is running down through here into our oil catch. All right, while that's draining, we'll change our air filter. You'll pull that out of there, and in here we have the actual filter itself, and you might not need to change this every season. Just kind of look at it. Mine has a lot of dirt in it, so we need to get that changed. Another filter and with these filters, found it's a little bit easier, so you go ahead and obviously replace that little spongy part. Pack that in right there. We'll set that to the side, then we'll take the actual filter and put it in place. I feel like this is easier. Also, you can make a tighter seal, because I feel like sometimes when I'm putting it in there that I don't get it as tight as I could, because these screws are only tightening this side and this side. We're not compressing these sides, so we don't want any kind of leakage going through there. So going this way, we'll start tightening it. I like to go until it's kind of a struggle to turn anymore. There's bolts on all alongside of this engine cover. We'll remove that. Sit it to the side. All right, here we are. So we have the spark plug itself is obviously going into the engine, and we have the wire that's coming out of it. You kind of like on your vehicle, older designs, they do have the wire, we call these, but we would call those on newer ones a coil pack. Now, this is one of the things that you'll need a deep socket for, okay? So I'm an impact here. This is a 16 millimeter. What we're going to do is we're going to remove this. And again, I've already loosened this spark plug. But what you want to do is, if you can do this with a ratchet, I would do that. But mine's already loose. I'm going to go ahead and put it in there. Also, if you do it with a ratchet, get one that has a movable head on it so you're able to adjust that, because I'm running into a problem where I can't with part of this engine in the way. So I'm going to put it in there. I'm going to move it slowly, make sure we're all good. Take it out. And we'll get the difference of these, okay, guys? So, old one, pretty old, dirty. And this is the new one, okay? This will affect, obviously, performance in your mower. I would change these about every season, depending on how much you mow. Not necessarily necessary to do it, but just for how old my mower is, I'm doing it anyway. So, we're going to put this back in, get those threads started. Impact or our ratchet go in there. Again, we're going slow. We don't want to crank this down. Over there, I'm going to give a little bit of a nudge. And there we go. So the same thing with that. You're going to put your wire back onto it. You're going to hear almost a clicking sound. That means it's making contact. So that's what we want. All right, oil's just about done, if not already done. The oil filter is right here, so we're going to have to get to that. Now, last time, hopefully, I wanted to do this time, but I did have to drill this out and unscrew it. They do make an actual oil filter changing tool that can grab onto the oil filter itself, so you can manipulate it. Because once this engine starts running, it gets hot, it will tighten itself on there. So you're only supposed to hand tighten it, but sometimes it does get tighter than what you put on there before. So I'm going to see if I can get in there. Okay. Made a decent little hole in it. All right. Got it out. Of course, gonna be leaking some oil. Just the same way that you took that off. Not drilling it off. What we're gonna do, again, hand tightened on it. Our funnel, take 2 quarts of oil, okay? All right. Put that in there. Take the first one off. So I would do a quart and a half a quart, and then see where you're at. I just don't want to overfill it. All right, to make this less annoying, I did unscrew these bolts on this one, so this cover will lift up easier. Of course, your mower is different than mine, so you do what you got to do. And here's our filter right here. So on either side, we've got these little clamps. What we're going to do is we're going to basically take pressure, unclamp this side, unclamp this side. Fuel will be coming out, so just be aware of that. Have something on standby, like a cup, or depending on how much fuel you got in there. I don't have much. I probably have less than a quarter tank. So we kind of want to be fast when we're doing this, make sure that we are quick and not make sure we're not getting fuel everywhere on us. All right. All right. Make it a little bit easier. I'm gonna go ahead and put this bad boy back on there. We'll go ahead and shove it down as much as we can. There we go. Okay. We'll go down again. This is a again. We're gonna take that clamp. There we go. All right, guys. So I actually had to leave right after that last clip. I had a little appointment to go to, and but that was really it. And I did end up taking the blades off when I came back. They were a little bit more of a pain than they should have been, but they were pretty dull. Shout out Hunter Cornelius for sharpening the blades. About killed himself with his flywheel coming off. But I just didn't want to leave this video at the end abruptly with nothing to say at the end. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.